What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and I am back with another Out of the Theater review. Now, this is going to be a special advanced review because I did go to a sneak preview screening of the new Jennifer Lawrence comedy called No Hard Feelings. So this comes out this coming Friday, the 23rd, and I got to see it a week early. So yeah, theater was packed. The kind of theater you want for a comedy, a new comedy, because you can tell if people are laughing or not. So my theater was full. It was like the first two rows were pretty empty. So I said, okay, let's see how this goes. For me, it was okay. It was honestly okay. I love comedy. I feel like as a genre at this point, I won't call it dead, but I mean, there are very few comedies that come out as much as they used to. It seems like now mostly you get other types of movies that then have some humor in them. Example, Dungeons and Dragons, or something like that, where they're going to take a fantasy film or a comic book, Guardians of the Galaxy. They're going to take the superhero movie, they're going to take a fantasy movie, and they're going to add comedy rather than just a straight up raunchy R-rated comedy. And that's what this is. So in that regard, it's kind of a throwback. I mean, I feel like we don't see these movies that much anymore. On the positive, I think Jennifer Lawrence is funny. She's funny. I always liked her in interviews, like outside of movies. I like her in some movies, but outside of movies, like late night shows, talk shows, I always found her to be pretty funny. She seems like a pretty normal, like down to earth person for the most part. So I figured she might have some comedic chops, and she's pretty funny. She's pretty funny. She delivers for the most part. I think the kid who I don't know his name, the main actor who plays the young guy she's trying to. Well, let me give you the premise. Essentially, she is hired by his parents. If you haven't seen the trailer, she's hired by his parents to date him, and by date him they mean sleep with him before he goes to college in exchange for a car. She needs a car because she's trying to save her house, her childhood home, and she's an Uber driver, and she gets her car towed at the beginning. That's the basic premise, okay? And the kid who she's trying to seduce, he was pretty good too. I did find him pretty endearing. You got Matthew Broderick as his dad. Other than that, it's not a lot of really famous people in this movie. It's a pretty small cast. And yeah, so they're good. I'm trying to think because I got some negatives. I'm trying to think if there's any more positives. I mean, I chuckled a few times. It got some laughs from me. I won't say I didn't laugh at all, but I didn't laugh that much. And not to the negatives. So this is so predictable. This is one of those movies where if you have seen the trailer, or if you've ever seen any movie like comedy, rom-com, anything like that, you kind of know exactly where this is going to go. And this is not a spoiler really, but it's one of those movies where you think, there's this person and she's going to do this thing and they're both going to learn from each other. He is a nerd who's like, sheltered, and she's trying to help him come out of the box while he's trying to help her become this is done a million times. So it's nothing new. It doesn't feel fresh at all. The age gap, I mean, okay, I know some people online have been talking about the age gap is weird because in the movie, he's 19, she's 32. I mean, he's an adult. He is an adult. He's over 18 years old. So it's not like, I disagree with people who are saying that this is like grooming and stuff, because he's not a child. He's not underaged. There is a 13-year age gap. Sure, if it was the other way around, I guess maybe it would be a little weirder. But either way, it's not like he is not a consenting adult that can do what he wants because he can. So that didn't bug me that much, the age gap. It's just generic. I just felt like it was generic, honestly. Like I knew where it was going to go. I knew what was going to happen before it happened. I knew exactly where the storyline was going, and it went every single place I thought it was going to go. So for me, this kind of movie, for me to really like love it, it has to be super funny. And I don't think this is super funny. Again, there's some decent laughs. It uses its R rating. There is one crazy scene that you get a glimpse of in the trailer when they go skinny dipping at the beach. That scene is pretty wild. They took advantage of their R rating. There's a lot of nudity in that scene, and it was played for laughs. It's pretty funny. So the theater did react well to that part. A lot of laughs, but other than that, you'd hear some laughs here or there, small laughs, nothing too crazy. It's pretty basic. I didn't hate it. It moves pretty quick. I thought it was decent at best, but predictable. Is it like a good throw on a, Saturday or Sunday afternoon type of comedy? Yeah, I guess. But do you have to rush out to the theater to see this? I would say no. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's a terrible film. I just think it's okay. Jennifer Lawrence is fine in it. Again, I wish there was a better script because she is pretty funny, but either way, 5 out of 10 for me. It's okay. Of course, if you like these reviews, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do weekly Out of the Theater reviews. Make sure you just hit that like button down below. It really helps the video out. And leave a comment. Are you looking forward to No Hard Feelings? Is this a movie that was on your radar that you're looking forward to seeing? Yeah, so let me know in the comments. And of course, I will be back with my next Out of the Theater review will be for Wes Anderson's Asteroid City. So that should be interesting because I'm not a Wes Anderson fan at all. But that'll be my next Out of the Theater review. Until then, take it easy.